Think Andy Reid will regret this decision?
If y'all didn't play through all them injuries, you'd be Hall of Famers up here. But damn it, shortened your careers, didn't it? No, he won't regret this. And may I answer your question that you didn't ask of me? Why did Andy Reid come out and say we're not playing Patrick Mahomes this weekend? Because of Aaron Rodgers. The same example you used to support your case, I'm going to use to go against your case. Aaron Rodgers last year played injured. I wonder what the Green Bay Packers record was post-injury. Oh, damn it, I got my notes. 3-7-1. Wonder if Aaron Rodgers went out there and balled out of control. 25 touchdowns, lowest number as a starter for Aaron Rodgers in his career. I wonder if anybody was affected by Aaron Rodgers going out there playing hurt. Oh, collateral damage. Mike McCarthy, where you at? Where you at, Mike McCarthy? Hello?
Bye.
My point is this.
Bye, Mike.
A lot is attached to the young NFL MVP, Patrick Mahomes. And this is just a great corner man who is saying, look, I'm going to protect you against yourself. I'm going to throw in the towel this fight, and we'll see you, champ, in the next one.
You know, I think that there's a lot of merit to what you just said there, 100%, and I am taking your side. There's never was an issue, a decision to be made about Patrick Mahomes playing this week, in my opinion. He was out there dancing around on the practice field a little bit, but all of us that have played, we saw that he was favoring that knee. He was not moving like Patrick Mahomes moves. Number one. Number two, he's still nursing an ankle injury. Yeah. So he's got a bad ankle and a bad knee now. And the problem is when you have a dislocated kneecap, I talked to one of my sports orthopedic surgeon friends. He said in order for that knee to be dislocated, you have to tear a ligament, the medial patellar femoral ligament. Say that 3 times real fast. In order to dislocate the knee, that has to tear. So that did happen, and that thing needs time to heal. There is risk to further injury to the knee if you go out and play on it. Giving him that extra week and having him come back 2 weeks from the time of the injury is much different than one. I don't think there ever was a decision to be made. I think Andy Reid was just trying to place some doubt in the mind of the Green Bay Packers.
Whitlock LaSalle is the only resident ER certified person for this show. Right. I don't know if you got that one, Beuerlein. The memo is he's the only doctor on the show, so I can't take your information and use that in my argument. But I will say this: the more I've been thinking about this, and it pains me to do this. I am leaning more towards what Whit is talking about. And I started thinking about times, forget the pros. I started thinking about times in high school. It came up in talking about Aaron Rodgers. I remember having a legitimate knee injury that took place in high school. And they taped it up. They created the ligament for me with the tape and put the knee brace on it. And I went out there and I played. And I started thinking to myself, okay, from the vantage point of the injury itself, if he's out there and he's practicing and he's cleared and he's able to go out there and he's able to play, I started thinking, what is the true value of him going out there? Is it to win, or is it building and continue to build the presence of what he represents to this team? Now, looking at football from the football aspect of it, if I'm taking out let's be careful with him. Let's hope that we can have him for the future. Let's move on and see how good he's going to be after he's fully healed. I think it almost takes away from the essence of what football has truly represented. It's a battle of attrition. It is a focus on being able to push through and be able to perform no matter what the circumstance may be. So I have tended to lean a little bit and sway a little bit more towards this is the leader of your team. This is football. This is his profession. And part of me says if he is able to go, he's cleared, and he's willing to go, and he can handle the pain of putting that weight on his leg, I think you put him in there.
I don't think anything's going to be different next week when they roll him out there, other than the public perception. He will not be 100%. His ankle's still hurt. His knee is still hurt. It's just the public, oh, well, they rested him a week. He's better. That's all that's going to happen. Andy Reid floated this out here earlier in the week to see how we would respond. And it was a trial balloon. They looked at it, was like, well, we're going to catch way too much heat.
No way. That does not come into their decision. That does not come into the decision. You know that.
Oh, I know
that. It does not come into the decision.
Public perception.
Not
in
at all.
This
With
era, the whole damn world is bowing to public perception.
There
The whole
is-
world.
Steve.
The whole world. The decision is whether or not he can play in the game and play effectively. He couldn't drop back right now and plant and throw off of that leg. And you talk to any doctor that knows, and I did have a conversation this morning, there is a huge difference between going 14 days between games and not playing and letting that thing heal up as opposed to going 7 days, playing on it again, probably re-irritating it,
Keep in
and then
mind,
going another 7.
I just want to. We got to be factual. They played on a Thursday night, so he's going to have 10 days. But your point still remains the same.
Well, no, 10 days
got
plus
hurt.
another 7.
Got you.
So we're talking about 2+ weeks.
Right. Yeah.
Those every day matters as far as the healing of a knee. Now, you could say he got up and he walked up the tunnel, no problem, didn't limp. How many guys do you know that have torn their ACL, blown the
walked
ACL,
right off the field.
and look like they're fine?
Clay
Listen.
Thompson tried to go back in the game
Hey,
after
I-
running
I
wind
Until he
sprints.
turns on that knee and all of a
I
sudden, whoop.
don't,
Yeah.
Look, I mean, there's guys that have played with torn ACLs. I played my whole senior year of college football with a torn ACL.
That's why you didn't go pro, though.
No, that's not why. I wasn't good. I wasn't any good.
Something like that, Marcellus.
It hurt.
But look, all I'm saying is when you're a pocket passer, that's why this whole RG3 thing has infuriated me. He's not RG3. Once RG3 lost his legs, he was done. This is a pocket passer. That's why the Packers got away with it last year.
He's not a pure pocket passer.
And he's the best we've ever seen. And if Aaron Rodgers had Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and the weapons that Mahomes has, he would have played a lot better last year.
Can we get
moved that pocket.
a little layer? Like, it's one thing to say, can you go out there and play? It's another thing, can you protect yourself? And when you're injured, you may not be able to go to that next level. And protecting yourself means you have trust in yourself. You have trust in that knee. You can go to 6th gear if necessary. He doesn't have that internally. He doesn't have that kind of confidence. Let's also talk about all the other variables that lets me know that we're distracted in what we should be focused on, which is his health. We're talking about playoff seeding. We're talking about losing standings and records. We're talking about all these other variables.
Football.
Well,
I'm always talking football.
well, football is the great game of skill and a greater game of will. And will you make a bad decision, Andy Reid, and put your starter out there in this situation? I'm glad you're not. Because there's no death sentence. You wrote in your Whitlock, going to Foxborough is a death sentence. Oh, no, it's not. 3 teams in the last decade have went to Foxborough in the playoffs and won. Damn near half of them, it
with a
seems like.
healthy Patrick Mahomes,
And-
you got a pretty darn good chance of going up there and getting
Going
it
against
done.
a 42-year-old,
Who's
and you got
healthy
the
in
MVP.
January?
You got
Who's
the
healthy
MVP.
in January.
Well, I'm just saying it's
I
not a
think
death
there's more,
sentence.
but there's the other element of the component is looking at it from the leadership standpoint. Again, I don't think we need to devalue him as a grown man, as an adult. He has the opportunity. If he's cleared and he can go out there and he can test it, just like all of us that have played this game. If you're cleared, you're going out there and you're testing it and you're seeing how it feels. I'm hearing you guys say, well, he doesn't have the confidence in himself or he's not going to be able to throw the ball. I don't know that we know that. I don't know that we know that. Now, I won't. While I won't agree,
either.
I won't. But if he is, but if he
3 to
is
6
clear,
weeks, they said initially.
I think the problem we're running into is that we are looking at it from the standpoint of, does this young man have the right to choose whether he plays in this game or not if he's cleared to be able to play? I feel like we're taking that and making that decision for him.
And I think
in
Andy
these
Reid and them
in these
did.
debates.
I don't want to be too harsh on Andy Reid because I get it. The public perception is too bad, and I certainly don't intend any criticism toward Patrick Mahomes. And he does have a long career, and I get it. But like LaVar said, man, this is a warrior sport, and I've seen us make heroes of Aaron Rodgers last year for what he
sport's
did.
been built on,
What Ronnie Lott did, biting off the
losing
tip of his
How
finger
about
or whatever.
Yeah.
The sport has also been haunted by regret that doesn't necessarily get a voice.
Because of public opinion.
Well, let me just tell you, let me bring it home. One of my favorite expressions is, I can impress you talking about my accomplishments. I can impress you, but I can impact you showing you my scars. The same doctor that gave me a surgery on my foot that said you should wait 8 weeks, but hey, you're ready in 2, go ahead. It's the same doctor, one day I had drinks, 5 years retired, and he said, you know, you should have never went out there on your foot. Because after you went out there on your foot, what went next?
Yeah.
Then your abdominal wall, what went next? Your hip, what went next? He said, this is post-career. But in the moment, Go ahead. And he did his job, and I did my job. But sometimes you got to hold yourself
But who
back.
made the decision? When you had that conversation with that doctor, who made the decision?
Ultimately, me.
All right.
Yep.
There you go.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. And be sure to check out more of the best clips from Speak For Yourself or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.